Great afternoon, great evening, great day, great Sunday. We are so super duper excited to be with each and every one of you guys tonight. Y'all, it's a real special episode tonight. And I have two people who are near and dear to my heart joining us. But before I bring them up, you guys know what we do. I need you to do me a favor. I need you to hit the like button. I need you to hit the share button because listen up, listen up, listen up. We have some gems to drop tonight. We're talking about zip codes don't dictate destinies, which means where you came from, right? Where you're coming from does not have to dictate where you're going. And so tonight we are so super excited to have these brilliant brains, right, join us. But before we get them on, what's in your cup tonight? What are you drinking tonight? Y'all, I got me some turmeric tea here with a little honey. What's in your cup tonight? Drop in a hello. Tell us where you're joining us from. We are so excited to have you. If you have a graduate, I don't care if it was kindergarten, 8th grade, high school, college, tag them. If you know educators, tag them. Parents, tag them. We have something to share tonight, but also tell us what's in your cup. We hope that you've had an amazing weekend. Today is Soul Care Day. It's not self-care, y'all. It's Soul Care Day. In the country, we say my soul is tired and needs a little rest. Today is Soul Care Day. So we hope that you've done something today that makes your soul feel rejuvenated, that gives you a little more joy and a little more pep in your step. Y'all, I'm not going to prolong this thing. I'm bringing these folks on up to the stage right now. I'm so excited. Y'all, welcome to the stage. Welcome to the stage. Welcome to this platform. The one and the onlys. All right. You heard me say the one and the onlys. We have with us tonight Dr. Shahara Dent, and we also have with us tonight Dr. Frederick Smith. Hey, y'all.
Hey.
How you doing? How are y'all doing?
Very glad to be here.
Let's see if y'all can catch on. We are the Crystal Springs.
Oh,
and if you wanna jam with us, come on, Fred.
I still remember, but you will not be on live, not on Facebook.
She said not tonight. Y'all, let me tell y'all something about these two people. Y'all, we would write music, we would sing, we would learn, we would laugh. Oh my goodness, we are so excited. We're so excited tonight. Let me read these bios, okay? You see it? Yes.
Hold on. Wait, Quanta. Don't forget about the Taco Bell theme song we were doing Miss Hill's class. Remember we would harmonize on that?
Okay. Here we go, y'all. Listen up to these bios. Dr. Shahara Dent, PhD, right, is an associate professor of English and Women's Study and the graduate director of women's leadership, you heard it, at a Mississippi University. Dr. Dent received her PhD in English with an emphasis on 21st century African American literature, hip-hop literature, and hip-hop feminism from the University of Alabama in 2015. She is I'm shocked she didn't drop a Roll Tide in there. She is a 2002 graduate of Crystal Springs High School, a 2006 graduate of Tougaloo College, and a 2009 graduate of the University of Mississippi. Dr. Dent is a co-editor of a forthcoming edited collection From Higher Learning to Charlottesville, under contract, this is big stuff, y'all, with the Power of Macmillan, releasing in 2026. She also has a book, you heard it, too, right? Under contract with the University Press of Mississippi, titled Talking Back, Rage as Resistance and Revolution in Hip-Hop Literature, releasing in 2026. Dr. Dent is also a book influencer. Make sure you go over. People are always asking, like, what are some recommended reads, y'all? She has all of them over there, right? Dr. Dent is a book influencer who reviews books on Instagram and TikTok as a book doctor. Welcome, Dr. Dent.
Whew, the receipts are long.
Okay. All right, here we go. And I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all see, I'm a little extra excited tonight, y'all. These are my people. And we're so excited to share what can happen when you are in community, regardless of where you come from. When you are in community with people who are determined to be the best version of themselves. All right, here we go. Dr. Frederick Smith is a licensed clinical psychologist with nearly 20 years of experience in the mental health field. He works with children, adolescents, and adults, and he has worked in numerous different settings, including community mental health centers, prisons, schools, college counseling centers, state hospitals, private psychiatric hospitals, and general medical centers. He completed his bachelor's degree in psychology from Toulouse College and his master's degree and his doctorate in clinical psychology from the Chicago School of Professional Psychology. Dr. Smith currently provides psychological testing services at Life Stance Health. He offers individual, couples, and family therapy while serving. You heard that. That's an and, right? While serving as lead clinician and clinical supervisor at ThriveWorks Counseling and Psychiatry. He is licensed to practice psychology in Georgia and Illinois and has been granted authority to practice telepsychology, enabling him, catch this, to deliver teletherapy in 42 states. So if you're looking for somebody, hashtag look no further, right? He is a health service provider in psychology with the National Register of Health Service Psychologist and a life member of Omega Psi-Phi fraternity. Welcome, Dr. Smith. I am so happy to have each of you here tonight. And what I want to do tonight is to share strategies, to share hope, and to share your beautiful stories of the fact that beautiful things can come from small beginnings. Let me say that again. That's what we're here to share tonight. Beautiful things can come from small beginnings. And so we're jumping right on in. I want you guys to reflect back for just a moment. What were some of the earliest challenges you faced on your journey, and how have you pushed through? Again, y'all, let me say this again to give some preference and some framework. These are two beautiful brains from 39059 graduating, right, from Crystal Springs High School. Both also graduated from Toulouse College and have gone on to earn PhDs in their fields and are now leading, right? Leading. So talk to me. Let's go back. Let's go back. What were some of your earlier challenges that you faced, and how did you push through?
I'll start. I used to always get in trouble for talking too much, and who knew that would be the way that I pay the bills?
Right.
So I had to hone the way that I would like to talk to my friends in class all the time and figure out a way to make that work for me. And then just believing that I could do the things that I wanted to do. And we all did a lot of stuff. Like, we were involved in everything. And so, yeah, just taking all the opportunities that were presented to me and then figuring out what I was going to do to monetize and take care of myself.
I absolutely love it. So she says, hashtag I talk too much, but now hashtag I talk for a living. Right? And so for my people that are graduating and my parents and my educators, like, how do we use our students, our scholars, their naturally built in talents and gifts, and how do we do, just like she just said, help hone that instead of trying to push it away, tell them to put it away? Like, how do we help them cultivate it, right, and frame it and grow it in a way that is beautiful? Come on with it, Dr. Smith. What you got? What's one of your earlier challenges that you faced, and how did you push through?
Well, the three of us, we go way back. And so don't know if you both remember, but I had just a little bit of a behavioral problem back then. Just a little bit, just a tiny amount of behavioral issues.
Yeah.
I was always into something.
Yes.
Yeah.
And because of that, I had a lot of people say negative things. But through that, I didn't really take it to heart. I just pushed through it because my mindset, I guess, back then was, hey, I'm going to prove all of those naysayers wrong. And so when I have, kids come before me, for either therapy or for testing, their stories aren't much different from mine.
Yes.
I can instantly make a therapeutic connection, instantly.
I love that. I love it, right? And we don't always see it. And I know this to be true, right? You don't always see it while you're in the moment. And it's difficult to push it forward for the future. But when we look back, and think about our experiences and how it perfectly positioned us to do what it is that we are doing now. And so it leads right into the second question. When did you guys realize that, you know what, this is my purpose? I'm stepping into it. And when was the moment that you realized that you were making impact? Fred, I'm gonna start with you because I love just what you just said. So, as an educator who's worked in a lot of turnaround schools, and even now, a lot of the schools that I support, there are schools that have been either underperforming for a while, or they've gone through so much change in staff that the culture has suffered, right? Um, and so, what stands out a lot of times, the first thing people want to say is, "We got bad kids. We got bad kids." What is something that you could say? What was the moment that you realized, you know what, I'm walking in my purpose and I am making impact?
I would say when I took my first psychology class at Tougaloo, that really changed my, I guess my mindset with regard to my trajectory, because I really didn't, even though I majored in psychology, you know, I decided to major, but I really didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
I didn't even know why I was majoring in it, honestly.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I took that first psychology class that it really, you know, really spurred that fire and that drive in me to go into this field. And so the more classes I took, the more I learned about, you know, how the brain works, different mental health disorders, different theories. I was like, wow. And then plus, you know, I have family members, you know, that have their own mental health challenges as well. I was like, wow, I can very, very much so see myself, you know, doing this type of work. And that's what kind of spurred me to, you know, go further to become a psychologist. That and the fact that everybody else was going further. And so I'm like, look, I'm not going to be left behind. So I got to get up off my behind and I got to go further.
Hold up, y'all. Y'all heard what he just said. Who you are connected to, your community can drive you in one direction or the other. Let me say that again. And y'all know what, I'm going to give you some research. We are crystal clear around here. Research has shown that we are a combination of the top 5 people that we are influenced by. So it's critical, like, who is in your circle? Matter of fact, y'all dropped it in the chat for me. Who's in your circle? He's talking about that. And Fred, I want to ask you, because you're in such a critical field, you just mentioned, okay, you have your background and then you have your family thinking through that. What do you say to people who are still struggling through the stigma of mental health support in our Black communities and in the communities just in general? What do you say? And you know this because you're operating in your purpose in the mental health lane. What have you seen some of the greatest changes based on somebody saying, you know what, this is a problem, but there is support, there is help for it. It's not just I'm crazy. Like, no, there is support for this thing. What's an example of something that, you know what, or what do you say to people who are still struggling through?
Well, a lot of this is of course there's a lot of stigma around seeking mental health treatment, and it's because of society. It's because of our environment. You know, we're taught from a young age, you know, don't seek help. You know, if you seek help, you're crazy. I don't want to be labeled as crazy. It's those type of negative connotations that mental health get that really deters people from going and seeking mental health treatment. But, you know, various mental illnesses have been here and will always be here.
Yeah.
Always, even back in the Bible days, you know, with Elijah, he struggled with depression and he wanted to commit suicide. He wanted the Lord to just take his life. So even then, there were mental health struggles. And I mean, think about when Jesus was, and I don't mean to turn this into a religious thing, but think about when Jesus was in the Garden of Gethsemane and how he knew that he had to go and die on the cross. And think about all of the anguish and the anxiety that even he struggled with. Yeah. So it's always been here, but we have to be willing to meet the moment. And you know, we always say, oh, just pray about it. Yeah, pray about it, but also pray and seek support. Your breakthrough might be your therapist. Your breakthrough might be your psychiatrist. So we have to stop, you know, just running away and run to, because that's where our support, that's where, you know, that's it's there for us. It's there to provide us with the assistance that we need, because we can't always do everything on our own.
That's right. I love that. Stop running. What'd you say? Stop running away and start running too.
Right.
I
Right.
love that. Hashtag bars, right? Y'all drop that in the chat with something. And look, he's talking about mental health, but we could talk about a lot of things with that. Think about that, even critical conversation. You
Yeah,
need to have the critical conversation and you're running away from it instead of running to it, right? To build
absolutely.
connection. So
I
that's
would, because see, because and I just wanted to say this one
that's
thing. The
good.
problem is that we, and I'm going just on a little religious tangent, but we try to tell God how to bless us.
Yeah.
But see, He moves in mysterious ways,
Mm.
and so maybe the way He's trying to bless us is going to therapy.
Yes.
That's the blessing right there.
Yeah.
And so we have to be willing to receive it, whichever way He
Whichever.
brings it.
I love
Yes.
it. I love it. All right, Dr. Dent, we're going from over there to over here. Come on with it. Talk to me about when you realize, you know what? I am operating in my purpose as I'm directing these women of leadership graduate programs. Like, when did you realize, you know what? I'm there and I am making positive impact?
I think it came a lot later for me because growing up, I always thought I was going to be an attorney. Like, never thought I was going to end up being a teacher, even though we had such great English teachers our entire lives.
We
It
did.
wasn't until I was asked to write a recommendation letter for the first time that I realized, okay, I'm doing something that could help someone. And a student told me probably like maybe 2008 when I was doing student teaching. They didn't realize that I was the professor because we get confused for students all the time. And they were like, this is the first time I've had a Black woman, as my professor, especially on college campus. So that was a really important moment for me. But it was also as that student asking me to write a letter of recommendation that did it for me. So, yeah.
I love that. You just said something that I want to highlight to all of my educators who join in, right? What did you say about your English teachers?
We have had some amazing English teachers our entire lives. And I feel like they were showing me that I could do this all the time, but I was running away from
Yeah.
instead of running towards what I was supposed to be doing.
I just want educators to hear that because, education in 2025 is getting tougher and tougher. And
Mhm.
people need to know that Dr. Dents and Dr. Smith and Dr. Nelson, we wouldn't be where we are if it weren't for amazing educators. So hashtag we see y'all. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. We are because of y'all, right? Here we go. Question 3. What's a mindset shift or a habit that changed the game for you? What's a mindset shift or a habit that's changed the game for you? Let me tell you about that. According to a Stanford study, y'all know I'm always bringing the stats. Right? According to a Stanford study, individuals who embrace a growth mindset are 34% more likely to be high performers than those that are not. 34%. We're talking about mindset. And y'all know the boss framework is all about mindset. Remember, boss is not about a position, it's about your purpose. And through that purpose, like we do that through mindset work. So talk to us about a mindset shift or a habit that's changed the game for you.
Ooh, that's good. You know what? I'll say, as a person who had this, I feel like I had to leave Crystal Springs. I had to leave the state. There was nothing in Mississippi for me, and I lived in Alabama for what, like 7, 8 years. Never thought I would be back in the state of Mississippi. And one shift that I've made recently, like maybe in the past 8 years, was to stop thinking of like the world is so much bigger than Crystal Springs. And that was the way that I thought for a really long time until I realized that the world is full of smaller Crystal Springs.
Yeah.
And when I started thinking that way, I started realizing like there is something for me to do here. And my favorite thing to do is to reach out and help other people and like supporting people from our hometown quietly. But if all of us leave and nobody ever goes back, there won't be a Dr. Dent or Miss Chrysler or Miss Hampton or Miss Conley for the people who are still left there. So that was an important shift that I recently had to kind of make.
I
The
love
world
that.
is bigger than Crystal Springs, but the world is full of smaller Crystal Springs.
I love that. It's so important, to whom much is given, much is required. And so it's so true. It's so true that as we grow and as we climb and as we evolve, that we've constantly got to be pulling others along the way with us, right? And, people ask me all the time because I'm all over the place. You live in Mississippi? Like, you was like, absolutely, I live in Mississippi. I love Mississippi, right? Mississippi is home. So I'm always going to do my work here. Charity starts where? Right. Okay. It starts at home and then it spreads abroad. And so Mississippi is home. And I'm proud to say I'm from Mississippi. And I'm proud to be a part of the solution here in Mississippi. But I'm also proud to share that amongst, people everywhere. So I absolutely love that, Dr. Dent, that you know what? My people need me. And who understands your people better than you, right? You walk the streets, you walk the halls. We were there just a few days ago, right? So absolutely, we know that to be true. Come on with it, Dr. Smith. What's a mindset shift or a habit that's changed the game for you?
I would say the way I communicate with others. When I went off to college, I had some friends tell me, hey, Fred, you are a very blunt person. And so, of course, I didn't know what they meant. I'm like, what do you mean? I had to actually go look up the word because I had no idea what they were talking about. But it was the way I communicate. It's like I've been told that I was harsh, blunt, crass. Those are the words that people use to describe me. And I realized, hey, yes, you might be speaking the truth, but you may not need to say it that harshly, and it may not be the right time for it to be said.
Yeah.
And of course, where that came from was my environment. Yeah. My family members, they were just harsh, and they just said it like it was, and you just had to take it. And so I grew up developing this really thick skin.
Yeah.
Leaving my hometown and going off to college, I brought that same mindset with me.
Yeah.
And I didn't really think that, hey, maybe I need to adjust this because that's what I grew up around. Because we are truly, our environment, it shapes how we think. And this is what I tell my clients. It shapes how we think. It shapes how we behave. It shapes the emotions that we experience. And so that's one thing that I had to change because I told myself, I said, hey, if I want to become a psychologist, I can't be speaking to my clients in such a manner, even though it might need to be said, but I can find a gentler way of saying it. And I can pick the right moments to say it rather than just saying it in such a harsh tone, because that can drive people away rather than drawing them near, if that makes sense.
Look, we might as well say we've just gone to church today because I'm going to drop this in here. With loving kindness, ... With loving kindness, ... We know that is one of the most frequently seen phrases in the good book, right? With loving kindness. And so it's critically important that we think about that. But y'all drop this in the chat. It's really important that we're talking about this effective communication piece. Does my intent match my impact? It's such a powerful question to think through as we're talking about, because it's been no secret. Like, we can be brilliant, right? We can be brilliant and we can be a wealth of experience and expertise. But if we don't know how to communicate that in a way that others are willing to receive it, then all that good brains is just like, oh my goodness, right? You're not able to make that impact. So y'all drop that in the chat for me. Does my intent, right? And we have good intentions. Does my intent match my impact? I'm going to ask y'all to give me one more, because this has been good right here. Give me one more. What's been another mindset shift or a habit that's changed the game for you? What's been another? And again, shout out to all my 2025 graduates who are joining, all of my 2025 mamas and daddies who are joining. What's been another mindset shift that's helped you get from where we all started to where we are now?
Limiting. I am bad about talking myself out of opportunities. It's something I struggle with to this day. But post tenure, I have started to actively say yes to things that I am qualified to do and can see myself doing, and yes to things that I don't think I am qualified to do. And that has worked out in a lot of different ways. And sometimes it's been, a failure. But it was a learning experience for me, and it pushed me outside of my comfort zone in ways that I have not allowed myself in the past. So, if anything, the world is going to give us enough no's. We don't need to add to that, especially in this season.
Yes. I love that. Y'all, Dr. Shay Dr. Den just told us yes to bigger. Drop it in the chat. Yes to bigger. Right? Yes to bigger. Talking about stats, we know that men, okay, Fred, I'm just throwing this out here. Research has shown us in psychology, right? And especially even in education, that men, if it says you need 100 things to be qualified to apply for the job, men will have like 20 of them and apply. Women think they have to have 100 plus another 50 in essence, right? So yes to bigger. Y'all drop that in the chat. I need everybody. Make sure you've liked this video. Make sure you've shared this video. Even tagged a few people. Yes to bigger. Come on with it, Dr. Smith. What you got? What's another mindset shift or habit that's changed the game for you?
I would say viewing my haters as not a roadblock or a way to hurt me, but as fuel or as a launching pad.
Did I hear y'all? Dr. Dent said my haters are my motivators. Y'all drop it in the chat. I'm gonna let my haters be my motivators, and we don't always talk about that, right? We do not always acknowledge the fact that their professional jealousy is a real thing.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is.
We kind of will skate over that because we are so professional, because we are so, I'm going to stay on task. Sometimes we'll act like it's not there, but hashtag it really is. So y'all drop that one in the chat. Like, I got all the things that are meant to destroy me and distract me. I need to let them be my stepping stones. Y'all heard it. Dr. Smith told us. This has been amazing. Come on with it. This is the last question, y'all. This is down to the last question. And I want you to really think through this one, right? If you could sit, right? If you could sit, not sis, sit face to face with your younger self the day you graduated. I want y'all to think back through. And y'all, I told them I almost posted this, a picture of Shahara and Fred in high school, right? And then Dr. Den and Dr. Smith just showed me a picture of us graduating from Tougaloo College together, right? I want to ask you guys to go back to either one of those points, right? If you could sit face to face with your younger self the day you graduated, what's the one piece of advice that you would share? What's the one piece of advice that, you know what, if I could go back, knowing what I know now, what would I say to the younger version of myself?
I would say, I'm sorry, go ahead, Shay.
No, please go ahead.
I would say to my younger self, it doesn't matter where you started.
Yes.
It matters where you land.
Yeah.
You know, because of course we all come from very humble beginnings.
Yes.
And, you know, people have said some of the rudest things, the harshest things, just things that will just knock you down and break you all to pieces.
Yeah.
But just because they said that doesn't mean that I have to be that.
That's right.
I'm a living witness of that right now.
Yes. I love it. Y'all heard it. Listen, it doesn't matter where you started. It's all about where you land and where you're going. Where are you headed, y'all? Drop that in the chat. I need to ask you, as a parent, where are you headed? As an educator, where are you headed? As a student, right? Where are you headed? It matters more than from whence, right? From whence you are coming. Come on with it, Dr. Dent.
Well, two things. So first of all, in high school, I would tell myself, you're going to work at all of the places that you applied to, which is a very wild story of how I just randomly chose to go to one place for undergrad, not realizing I was going to end up working at the other places. And then the second thing, I would just tell myself, like, it's going to be hard, but it's going to go by so fast.
Yes.
So take it all in.
Yes, I love it. Well, listen, it has been my absolute joy to have you guys on with me tonight. You are both testament to what can happen when you truly apply yourself, when you keep a good heart, because I think that matters too. We don't talk about that enough, right? When
Mhm.
you truly have a good heart and you have a great head, right? You got your brains and your heart, and you persevere, like you press through, you jump through, you skip through, you pray through, you cry through, and you just keep going through, right?
Mhm.
And so I just want to tell you guys how much I am a fan of both of you all, how much I
Oh,
love you, I respect you, and I am definitely some of your biggest cheerleaders out here. Y'all drop it in the chat. Y'all know how we end because I am an educator at heart. Okay. What's your one takeaway from tonight? Drop it in the chat for us. What's your one takeaway from tonight? As you guys are dropping it in the chat, can you tell these folks how can they follow you on your professional platforms? How can they follow you or catch up with you if they want some services or to check out some new book reviews? Where can they find you?
you can only find me on Instagram at a book doctor, because that is the only public profile that I have and will be sharing on this live.
I love it. I love it, y'all. And again, if you need to be reading something, I
What are
cannot
you
say that
reading?
enough. You need to be reading something. Grab you something. And if you don't know what to grab, go right on over there, y'all. She has amazing recommendations there. Come on with it, Dr. Smith.
Okay.
How
Well,
can
I
the
have
people find you?
well, I have two web profiles. Of course, I work for two companies. I have my ThriveWorks web profile and with my professional profile, and then I have my Lifestance Health web profile with my professional profile. So I'll drop the links to both of that in the comments.
I love it.
So if people are in Illinois, they're looking for therapeutic services, please look me up. I'm in over 40 insurance panels,
Y'all
so
heard it.
I accept it all.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you guys so very much. I cannot say thank you enough. And listen, people are asking, like, what do you do, Dr. Nelson? Like, what is your specialty? Y'all, my specialty is helping to cultivate a thriving culture. For example, do the people at your school or your business know how to communicate effectively with each other? Is there real teamwork? What's the vibe? Do people speak to each other, right? Do we know the goals? Are we the word is collective efficacy, right? As it relates to research, I help to cultivate and build collective efficacy in schools and in organizations. So, hey, you need a little help with that? Is it a little toxic? Just a little bit? Do you need some more innovation in your school or your organization? All you got to do, y'all, is email us today at contact@bosseducator.com. It's always our pleasure to be in community and service to you guys. It's hard work. It's my heart's work, right? Here we go. She said, my takeaway: zip codes don't determine destinies. Absolutely not. It does not matter from whence you came, y'all. It's all about what we set this mindset and this grit to keep it going. Take away, my haters gonna be my motivators. Yes. Come on with it. And she said, educators are the foundation to every future. And
Mhm.
y'all, that is another fellow 3905 graduate who has been the teacher of the year there in Louisiana. Y'all, I'm just saying, hear me and hear me well to all of my graduates, especially those of you that are coming from small communities, especially those of you who are in situations where you feel like you've been overlooked, right? You need to know that great things can come from small beginnings, right? It does not matter from whence we came. It's all about where are you going. Y'all, thank y'all so much for hanging out with us tonight. And I want to challenge you. Go ahead and drop it in the chat for me. To make some boss moves this week. What does it mean to have boss moves? It's all about being bold, optimistic, spontaneous, and substantial. Again, Dr. Smith, Dr. Dent, it's been a pleasure. Y'all go make it a boss moves type of week. See y'all later. Be boss.